Hello, how are y'all today?
Hey, I'm Avery with the Home Gurus and Covenants Realty.
And I'm Pam Colvin with the Home Gurus. And so we're coming here to tell y'all a little bit about everything today. So Avery, let me ask you a question. Are you ready for Halloween?
I am. I'm very ready for Halloween.
What's your costume?
Batman.
Well, I don't have one yet, so I got to rush out and go find one. Where's a great place to go?
There's Spirit Halloween over here in by the mall.
Oh, okay, great. They have a whole lot to choose from.
Yes, they might be a little low since it is Halloween weekend.
So you think I'm going to be a dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
well, that'll be fun. Okay, so I hope everybody gets out and gets to trick or treat and y'all be safe with your kids. But let's jump into it today and see what we're going to do. Avery, have you heard the question lately? Is it good to rent or own?
Yes, I hear it all the time.
All the time. So let me ask you this. What do you think? Is it better to rent or to own?
Equity.
Equity. Look at that. Yes, equity. So do you know what the average rent is right now for a 2-bedroom apartment?
Oh, I'd say probably at least 1,200.
1,500. That's the average in our area. 1,500 a month, right? Do you know what an average 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is to rent?
I'd say almost 2,000.
2,250.
Oh
Right.
my God.
Okay, which could basically be a mortgage on a house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. So, do you know what the vacancy rate on finding a rental is right now?
None.
Less than 1%.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. Do you know what landlords are doing now that they have that control and that power?
Upping the rent.
They're upping the rent and they're making the terms longer. So they make it, instead of having a year lease, they may make it 2 years or sometimes 3. Okay, so they lock you in for that long. Let's play some fun math, okay? We're not doing girl math, we're gonna do real math. So if say you just got a 2-bedroom apartment, $1,500 a month, right? And you did that for a year. Do you know how much that is? $18,000 in 1 year. You paid in rent for a roof over your head. That's it.
Wow.
So say if they lock you in for 2 years, you've paid $36,000 just to have a roof over your head. Can't have a dog, can't paint, you can't do anything, right? You just get to live there with a roof over your head. So do you know what the average length is that somebody rents before they actually purchase their first home?
I'd say if you're about 20 and you rent till like 23, probably like 3 years.
6 years is our average.
Wow.
So let's take those numbers again, okay? 2-bedroom apartment, say the landlord does not, or your leasing company does not up the rent at all for the entire time you're there. And for 6 years, you've paid $1,500 a month. Do you know you have paid $108,000? Wow.
That's insane.
Real math is kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
So but think about that. You just handed that money over to somebody else to build their wealth and not your own. So every time I hear, I'm just going to rent, I really just like, oh, let me help you, because you can actually turn around and own a home for that and build your own wealth, right? Okay, so let's talk. The benefits of home ownership there's several different things. One, appreciation. So you already said earlier, right? Equity. Equity is the number one benefit of home ownership because, during the pandemic, we had astronomical growth. And so we had a 12 to 15% year over year of equity in your house growing. Well, now we're back down to the average, what it should be. That's about 3 to 5% every year. So you're paying your mortgage, and they're low, and then you have the equity growing. Your house goes up in value year over year. So now you've got a nice little nest egg. So even what if you don't want that current house that you're about to buy? It's a good house, right? It meets all your needs, but we know that it's not your forever home, right? We're all going to outgrow them, or our lifestyle changes. Like in my world now, I got a house that's too big for me because there's only 2 people in it. But it would be great for a family, starting family. So I could downsize and have something else while somebody else can come in, but while they own it, they're building that equity, right? And do you know what another great part about owning a home is? Tax savings.
Yeah.
You haven't had to file too many, have you?
No,
So you get to claim your interest on your house on your federal taxes. So that's one way, right? And then, like in the state of Mississippi, you get homestead exemption, so you pay less taxes on your property because you own a home, right? So that's one reason there too. And so you get to put down roots. Now you and I both live in the same small little town.
yes,
It's not
same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood, small little town. So we know like everything. Area 51 ice cream. Like we know the spots to get ice cream. We know
Mexican restaurants to go to. All 500 of them in the town.
exactly.
We love them though.
We do. Couldn't live without them. Who was there last night?
Yep.
And then we also like your pharmacist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can walk in and Miss Cheryl tells me, "Hey Pam, how you doing?" And she knows me by name.
I have my hair lady, Mary Berry.
And then when we go to the bank, our bankers know, and so they are. My daddy usually goes in for me, thank goodness. But they look at us and go, "Hey, there's Papa." When you own your own home, you get to really know your neighborhood. And we know when the Water Tower Festival's coming. We know when everything's happening, right? So it really gives you a sense of ownership and pride because now you are part of this community, not just passing through, right? Like you can move at any time.
And it's yours. I mean, it's your own home. It's not, you're not renting from someone else. It's your own. So.
Right. And what does that mean? You get to get Fido and a little kitty cat, and you can paint it any color. So say you want your room purple, you can paint purple. Right? You can do whatever you want to this home. That's all.
You can paint the outside of your house if you want to.
Yes, bright blue doors.
Anything you want.
Anything. And change the flower beds. Like, do you want flower beds or not? So, yeah, you get to have whatever you want when you own your own home. And that gives you a lot of joy and happiness and pride because you drive up every night saying, this is mine. Okay. What's really important about when you're trying to either rent or own? You have to have good credit. Yes, credit. What is credit, Avery?
You need it to buy a home, you need it to buy a car,
you needed to buy stuff, right?
Stuff. You need it to buy stuff.
So it is a contract agreement in which the borrower, that would be you, receives money or something of value and then repays it to the lender at a later date, right? So the lender will say, hey, you've got X amount of time, and I want it on this day. And then they're going to tell you too, they have interest on it. Why do lenders charge interest? Do you know?
To make sure that they're getting it back.
Well, because they assume the risk.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a gamble for them if you're going to pay it or not, but we're good people, so we pay our bills.
Yeah.
Right. So they charge the interest just to make sure that they actually get their money back and they're covered. Okay. And then once you and the lender decide, then you have a loan, right? You assume the loan, and that starts off on your credit. That helps build your credit. Do you know there are 4 different types of loans? Do you know one?
Credit card?
Credit card. So you have lines of credit, right? So you can apply for a credit card. Do you have any credit cards?
I do. I have a credit card.
Okay, good. Do you use it responsibly?
I do.
Okay.
For gas.
For gas. Okay, that is good. At least you know. So you have credit cards are one way to have credit, right? You just need to make sure you pay them on time. I can come to you and say, "Oh, I got a credit card," and you know what? That'll be great. But there's also a couple other. What about car loans?
Yes, that is a good one too.
Yes. So do you know the number one thing I hear all the time, and I'm sure you hear it too? Pam, I just got a car, and my credit did what?
Dropped.
20 points, right? Do you know why that happens? Because you walk in and you tell them, I want it at X amount. And now they send it out to 20 different people. Every finance company they send it to that hits your credit, that drops your credit score 1 point. And you also have an option when you walk in. One, work with a trusted car salesman that you know, that you're okay with, and tell them you can only run it once or twice, whatever. Tell them how many times, because you don't want your credit score to drop that low. That 20 points can make or break getting approved for a different loan or even the interest rate that you get on one, okay? So that is one thing you want to do. You can also have personal loans, those are like at your bank.
Yeah.
So how do you get a personal loan?
Go to your bank.
Yes, you apply with your bank, your loan officer at your local bank, but they're going to want some collateral.
Yeah.
So what's collateral?
Your car.
Okay, your car or anything that you own that's worth value that they will accept. So that's collateral. Bank loans are a little harder to get, but they're secured loans, and normally they're not as high on interest rates either because they have something to take in the process.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last kind of credit is your mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so different lenders do different things, don't they? That's what I say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about that. What do lenders look for?
Your credit score.
How do you find out your credit score? Where can you look for your credit score?
Well, they have things on the website that you can look at.
Do you want to look at Credit Karma?
No.
No, that doesn't really help. They actually have a free one online that you can pull once a year, freecreditreport.com. So you can go in there and apply for and fill out all the information and check your credit score. Do you know when you do that, what they're going to do? They're going to pull from 3 sources. You have 3 credit bureaus out there. 3. You have a TransUnion, an Equifax, and an Experian. So they're going to pull that. And how do they kind of come up with your FICO score? They take that high one and they drop it, and then they take that low one and they drop that one too. So it ends up being that middle score that they're looking for. Okay. Another thing lenders are going to want to know: do you have any bankruptcies or foreclosures? If it's your first time buying, obviously you don't have a foreclosure. But could you have a bankruptcy?
Yes.
Is it the end of the world if you had a bankruptcy?
No.
All you have to remember is that from the day that your bankruptcy got dismissed, that date you have 2 years. Okay. After 2 years, now you can purchase a home if you qualify for the loan. But during that 2 years, you're going to be building up your credit, getting a good score, and we're going to start back over. Okay. So bankruptcies are not the end of the world. It's just a thing that happened. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, but there's workarounds. Another thing they're looking to see if you have liens or judgments. Okay. If you have liens or judgments, is that okay?
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, you get it. It's fine.
No, we can't have liens or judgments when buying a house because you
Yeah.
still owe somebody else. So what they're going to do is a lender is going to require those things to be paid off before you actually purchase. Okay. So any liens or judgments out there, those have to be taken care of up front. A good thing about them too is that if you have, just say that you owe $5,000 to somebody for a judgment or a lien, do you know if they haven't been paid for a while, most likely, or they're getting paid short, if you have the money up front, you can actually call them and agree to a lower payment to have it taken off, discharged. If you do that, make sure you get it in writing, right?
Always getting in writing.
Always in writing. And then you want to turn it over and so that the lender can see that, right? Because they're going to ask. Now, other thing that it catches a lot of people and they don't realize that late payments. What is a late payment?
When you don't pay on time.
They usually give you a grace period of 15 days from your payments due. They report it at 30 days onto your credit.
Which drops your credit.
It drops your credit, but it also shows that you're not using your credit wisely. So what they're going to do is actually, if you were late this month, they're going to want a lender is going to want 12 months of no late payments. So if I was late this month, it's going to be 12 months from now before I can purchase a home. Yes. So stay on time. Don't wait to the 15th, right? Don't wait to the last day before it might be a problem. Go ahead and pay on the first if not just a little bit earlier. The other thing they look for, student loans. Now, how many people have student loans?
A lot of people have student loans.
Tons, right? And it's just part of life now. That's not fun. But what lenders look at, if we don't have them structured right or payment back right, what they're going to look at, just say that you owe $20,000. They count it as 1% for the month that's what you owe. That's a bill, right? So that could be $2,000 that they would have to count. And so when they look at your debt to income ratio, it's called your DTI, they're going to look at that and then compare that. And you have to have a certain average. But if we talk to the right lenders, I kind of know a few, do you?
I know a few.
So we can help you out on that, but you can get those counted differently where you actually have like your monthly payment is $200 and not $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's ways to go around it. There's ways to help you out. So
Yes.
There's never think that there's not a solution. There's always a solution.
And we will help you find that every time. So when lenders or anybody are looking at your credit, they look at types of credit. So Avery, what if you say I don't have any credit? What am I going to do then?
Pull it from other things.
Yes, they use what is called trade lines. So like your phone bill that you pay every month, your electric bill that you pay every month. What about your car note? They can use these different things and they can look and show, hey, I am paying on time, I'm doing everything else. Okay? So even if somebody says, well, you don't have a credit score, you can't get a house. That's not true either. That's a false statement. Let us know because we can help you with that too. Right? They don't like, when you're purchasing a house, they don't like a lot of new credit on there. They want seasoned credit.
Yeah.
Where it's been. So just say when I moved out of my house 5 years ago, out of my mom's house 5 years ago, because I'm so young. Quit laughing. So if I had an American Eagle credit card then, right? And I haven't shopped there forever because now everything's online and I'm really against that. I like to go touch things and try things on. But just say that I had that credit card sitting there, right? Some people would say, well, I'm not using it, I should cancel it. Not necessarily, right? Because that's a history. Now, I've had that card for 5 years. I've had it for however long you've had it. You want to keep it. Even though you're not using it, it shows that you paid it on time, right? That there's no balance there, and that you've done it right, okay?
You do want to make sure that you pay that off. Don't let it sit if you have even just like $3 on there or something. Do not let it sit because there has been people where they have an Old Navy card and they can't buy a house because they had like $30 on there or something
and didn't pay it for 5 years.
And didn't pay it for 5 years because they just forgot about it. I mean, people forget about things all the time. So.
Yes. So make sure those older cards are at 0 and then put them in the drawer and hide them away.
Yep.
Or cut them up.
Yeah.
The other thing is that just say I got a credit card 2 years ago and I set my limit at $200, right? I'm pretty good. I can pay $200 in a month and pay that off so I'm not getting in trouble. But guess what, Avery? They sent me something
2,000.
Yeah, I went up to 2,000 today. That's so exciting. Now I can go shopping, can't I? Yeah, but I'm still going to owe that $2,000 at the end of the day. So it's really important that if you are on a budget or to know your budget, keep your credit cards in line with your budget, right? Just because they upped it doesn't mean you can't call them and tell them to go back down. You want to keep it where you're safeguarding yourself, right? Because temptation's great. Like today there's a sale and I'm fixing to go get my dinosaur costume. and I would say, oh, okay, wait, no, I can buy this one because it's more expensive, but I have my credit card, right? So if you keep your credit card limits right where you want them, that you know you can pay them, that's the best thing to do, okay? So let's talk about the last thing. Guess what?
Seminar.
We have a buyer seminar coming up November 18th. It'll be here at our office in South Haven, 5740 Getwell. We can send that information out to you. And it'll be from 11 to noon. On that one, guess what we're going to talk about? You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about different types of loan. What is a conventional loan? What is an FHA loan? What is a USDA? How can I get down payment assistance? Well, Pam, I'm a truck driver and I don't know that I can even do that because now I don't have a W-2, I have a 1099 and I write everything off. There's still loans out there for everyone. We know the different ins and outs, and so that's what we're going to be going over November 18th here at the office from 11 to 12. We'll talk you all through it so you'll actually know, hey, I can purchase a home. There is a home for everybody out there, right?
Yes, there is.
And guess what else is coming up?
Pie Day, Thanksgiving.
Yay! So have you seen the pies?
Oh my gosh, they're huge. They're from Costco.
How big?
Like
they are
freaking pizza, like 13 inches.
They are 13 inches, and this year we're adding a new one. Did you know that? Pecan pies. That's going to be a lot of fun.
But you got to be quick because it's only the first
50.
Forget pecan and apple. And the rest is pumpkin.
Yes, yes. So if you can start actually registering, we can get you the link if you want that information. And then you can register online. The last day to register, Avery, is
November 14th.
yes, and then we'll have pickup day. I believe it's November 21st. It's like right before Thanksgiving. So let us treat you and take care of dessert. All you have to do is cook the turkey and the stuffing, and then we'll take care of your pie for you.
And the pickup is usually at our office, which is the 740 Getwell Road, number 4C, or it's the one Ridge Lake office.
775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, Suite 4C.
Yep.
Okay. So either one, you can come and see us, and I would be so excited, Avery, too.
Yes.
We're going to have a lot of fun while we hand out your pies, so we can't wait to see you then. Now, Avery, how does everybody going to know about where to get in register?
We're going to call, text, and email to let you know. And if you can't get a hold of you, please reach out to us so we can help you get a pie.
And postcards went out.
And postcards, yes.
So the first round of postcards, if you haven't gotten it, please give us a call because we'll make sure you always get a postcard and to know about all our events coming up. And so you just let us know, and most of us are going to reach out to you here on the team, right? And we're going to let you know about Pie Day. But until then, y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching.